All right, senior home business family, how you guys doing today? We got Brittany in the house, Matt here. We're all talking about senior placement, man. It's what we do. It's what we talk about. We talk about entrepreneurship at times too, but today we're going to get into the 5 hard truths about senior placement. Even though this business at times, Brittany, and I think you would agree with this, is seemingly easy, I understand that it can be difficult. I can understand as an entrepreneur doing anything, but especially as a senior placement agent, it can be difficult at times. So I do empathize with our students when they go through a dry spell and it's just like, man, what do I do? And these are some of the 5 things we're going to go through that you can expect if you're looking to become a senior placement agent, or if you already are one. These are some of the 5 things. Stay with us because the number 5, I believe, is the most important out of the 5. I didn't put the number 5 at the bottom because it's the least. I put it there because I want to culminate this video, summarize everything, and saying that's who you have to be. So number 5 is who you have to be successful. I think Brittany knows what number 5 is, and that's the honest truth, what you have to be. If not, then you're probably not gonna be that successful. Before we get into it, if you want to know more about what we do, you can click the link down below, watch a free webinar. You can do watch a TSL webinar. I guess there's some information down there, a link. And man, I love this, Brittany. We had our first meeting last night with our partners across the country. And what this is, you guys, this is essentially, we're having one senior placement agent per territory, and it's the Zillow search for senior living. It's what it is. So you can do up here, you'll see all kinds of stuff where you can do search by price point, location, and then you get into care needs and all that kind of stuff. And all these different communities will populate. So we really love this thing. It's just a great tool. It's something that just started. It's proprietary software. So it just hit off the ground. So if you are a senior placement agent, you'll know more about that. Click the link below, schedule a consultation call with me. And if you are not, and you just want to know more about it, you can do that as well. So Brittany, let's get into it. Enough of all the click the links. You can find them yourself, right? We're going to get into the 5 hard truths about senior placement business. So I think if Brittany and I were being honest, which I know we always are, I've known Brittany for a long time. I've known Brittany since 2019, Brittany. So I've known you for 5 going on 6 years. Love her to death. See her as a daughter in a sense, but professionally, she just kicks booty in this business. She knows what she's doing. Love it. All that stuff. But but these are some hard truths that we're going to hit because it is challenging. Just like any business, Brittany, I think, I don't know anything that somebody just goes, oh yeah, I just started yesterday and I made 10 grand. I mean, maybe that does happen. I know some people hit the lottery. I know some people make money fast, but this is not about that. You could make money quick, but I want to be very clear. I don't look at this as a get rich quick type deal. It's not sign up today and get your 30 grand tomorrow. Could that happen? Maybe. But again, you can go get some lotto stickers, scratchers, and you might hit the lottery too. I don't know. But you got to build your business. What's your 2 cents about that, Brittany, and starting this business?
Agreed. Yeah, it's not a get rich quick. We'll go over kind of the reality of it, but we're always honest. And, I know other people say, oh, sign up for this course and you're going to get 30 grand in a month. Like, you might, there's no doubt, you might have those connections. I know, especially we talk to people that have no experience in this industry, does not mean you can't do this business, but there's a learning curve. So there's a lot of learning. There's a lot of things that go into starting a business. So we're going to talk about everything's not peaches and cream and rainbows, and everybody has hard days as entrepreneurs. So, sometimes you have to have, like, I don't want to call it a reality check, but you have to look and see that, not everything's always perfect and there's things you have to get through.
Yep. So 5 hard truths about senior placement. And again, the 5th one is the most important, but I'm going to hit this one right here because I get a lot of people. Number 1, you'll see in a second. A lot of people tell me, it just happened yesterday. Matter of fact, last night I got a text. It's so funny. Happens all the time. Oh, Matt, I'm in business, been in business for 6 months, and I'm doing all this. Matt, I've been in business for 8 months, blah, 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 blah. And I'm here to tell you, just like I told that guy last night, if you got no leads, you got no move-ins, you got no business. Now, it doesn't mean you're not a good person. Doesn't mean you're not, helping people. I can go push carts at Walmart back to the little buggy thing, and I'm working, but I'm not getting paid. I'm not on payroll, right? So you have to understand that if you have been in this business for some time, 6 months, 8 months, a lot of people I talk to, and nothing has materialized, I would start to question if you really know the process. Then I would start to question if you really understand lead generation, in particular about this business or not. Do you even know how to do the business? Because you could be a good person. I give you an example. There's a lot of care home owners, Brittany, in my area, that obviously are not senior placement agents, but are care home owners. And they got into it not because they're good at marketing, not because they really want to market, not because they know how to get leads and they, all that stuff. They got into it because they want to take care of seniors. They love people. They love that aspect of it. And so someone like us, a senior placement agent, can come along and help them out. But getting back to the business, if you got no leads, I don't know. That doesn't mean you don't have a business license. Doesn't mean you don't have business cards, brochures. But I'm here to tell you, brochures, business cards, and all that stuff does not equate to having a business. Having a business is you just got something started, right? You've got the infrastructure now. Is it cash flowing? That's what I want to know. So every time these people text me and go, hey, I've got a business I've had for 6 months, tell me about the cash flow. And this guy told me, we don't have anything yet. Well, then I don't know about your business. Brittany, what's your thoughts on no leads, no business?
Agreed. Yeah. The website, the business cards, the flyers, in our industry, leads are our business. That is how we cash flow. So without talking to families that you're helping, that you're placing, you could have, even not to get into, nitty gritty, you could even have referral agreements all across the board with 150 communities. But if you don't have leads, you're not making money. So yeah, leads, no business. I mean, I have met some amazing people in this industry that are placement agents that have been in business for years, and they are the sweetest, most wholehearted people, but they don't have leads. They're maybe moving one a month and they're not really making it as a placement agent. And, I've talked to them and said, let's look in the mirror. At that point, you have to see why you're not getting leads and kind of reassess your marketing. But this job is, I know we say it's not sales, but you have to get the leads, and sales does come into play for that, and marketing.
And out there, audience, let me give you some information I believe will be beneficial to you. And it was for me years ago. When you're not getting leads or you're not doing something well, what that should tell you is you need to get better. What I had to come to a realization of, not in this particular business, because I actually started out with 3 move-ins. You guys know my story and all that good stuff. But there's plenty of things in life I did not succeed at. And here's the realization, Brittany, that I had to come to grips with. I had to have an honest talk with myself, be real with myself, and say, Matt, you suck at this. And that's okay, right? That's like playing sports. Not everybody is being coached is great. I've coached high school basketball for 10 years, a little bit on the East Coast, side or West Coast, had plenty of outstanding athletes. And there were some I coached, dude, I couldn't get them to make a basket to save my life. I couldn't make them to, it's just where you are. And so we can always get better. But if you're not getting leads and you're already in the business, have that honest talk with yourself. And I'm not trying to be rude to you and say you suck. That's the kind of honest conversation I have with myself. Matt, you suck. So let's get better. Have a hard one-on-one with yourself. No leads, no business. Then let's get. Go ahead.
But make sure that you're actually trying to get the leads. So there's not an excuse that you suck if you don't try. So make sure that you're putting the effort before you look in the mirror to say you suck. So
absolutely. I love it. Love it. Hey, I like this one. Flexible schedule. Man, you're going to be able to do whatever you want to do. What do you mean long hours? Come on, man. Brittany, don't we just work 2 hours a day and that's it? No, you're shaking your head. No. Oh, come on. What? No. I just think this is supposed to be like the life, the dream. I can just wake up at 10, make a few phone calls, couple texts. At 12, 2 o'clock, I'm good, right? Nothing going on? Not true. Okay. Talk to me about it. What goes on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends on where you're at in your business, but to be successful, you should. There's some people that I know we've talked about that work 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, and that's fine. Like, you want to start your business, but in my opinion, I think you would agree, to be successful, these families need our help when they need our help. I have worked at 6 a.m. I have worked at midnight at night, 11 p.m. at night, whenever the families need it. Now, can I go get a massage on a Monday at 11 sometimes? Sure, if the day allows for it. Can I go get my nails done at 1:30 and maybe send a couple texts while I'm getting my nails done? Sure. But then again, at 7 o'clock, I might have to come back and do like an intake. So really, I mean, you do set your schedule, but if you're successful, your clients will dictate your schedule. So you kind of go around your clients, not the opposite where, you're hanging out by the pool, getting, doing all these things and life is good and you're making 30 grand a month. That's not really how this works. So I know I position myself 24. I have listed 24/7. Obviously 3 a.m. I'm not going to answer if I'm sleeping. However, like my phone is accessible. So you can call. I tell all my clients, call, text anytime. If I'm asleep or if I'm in a meeting, I will call and text you when I can. But I think to be successful, the more accessibility that you have, that you give people, the better. It can also be a great pitch to your lead sources. That's a way you can get in. Hey, you need to call me at 7 o'clock at night, or you need to send a family to me that late. Very possible. So.
No, I totally agree. Accessibility is a key factor to be successful in this business. I know someone in my area, actually a couple of them, but at least one I'm thinking of right now, senior placement agent, been doing it a little bit longer than myself, and they'll shut down Friday at 5 o'clock. And how do I know that? It's not like I go out and shadow the guy, but I know that because I've gotten some leads. Actually, people call me over the weekend. Well, I talked to him. He said, it's close to 5 o'clock. Can we reconvene on Monday? Can you call me back then? And there's been times where actually I got that lead and was able to give them information and some tours over the weekend. By the time he circled back to them on Monday, they were already either moved in or put a deposit down on a particular apartment or room. And, some people in this business, you have the option to work weekends or you don't have to work weekends. You can make this business a very part-time structured thing if you want. Because I know some of you are going to get in this business, you're already doing something else. You're like, man, I got 10 hours, I got 20 hours, whatever. Well, make sure you maximize those 10 or 20 hours that you have during the week, right? We always tell you 80% marketing of your time, 10% acquiring referral agreements, 10% education. So if you got 10 hours, make sure 80% or 8 hours of that is marketing, 10% or 1 hour is acquiring referral agreements. Don't flip those things. I know franchises want you to flip that crap, but don't do it. I'm telling you. You'll wake up one day, have all these referral agreements, and no leads. Go back to the first one, no business. But hey, we got all these referral agreements, man. We're acting like we're doing something, right? So flexible schedule, long hours. And then, Brittany, I think this is a struggle for a lot of people as an entrepreneur, as well as in this business. If we're truly honest, you will always be wondering when the next lead is coming. And I'm telling you, now let me tell you my own testimony real quick. Brittany, I'll pass it back to you. I could have 10 people in the pipeline, and maybe it's just the way my stupid mind works and is wired. I go, who's next? Who's next? Like, I could have 10 people in my pipeline. Let's say I go through 2 days with no activity, no new leads. My mind goes, oh, crap. I got to get some more people in my pipeline. Do you ever struggle with this, or is it just me?
No, every day. I mean, like, especially when you start getting everyone to move in, like you're getting them placed, and you're like, oh, then we're really like, where's the new pipeline? But yeah, I mean, it's hard. This is a business. This is probably one of the biggest mental struggles in this business. If I was going to point one out, it's like we are a one shot. We are a commission on one time. So it's like we are always starting over. So you are always starting from scratch for those new leads, whether it's like a new leads or a new month. Like I can attest to this month. I was like, okay, it's March 1st. I have 3 moves on the book. Now for some people but then I'm like, okay, well, where's the rest? Like I got to get them. I've got a pipeline, but it's always you're starting over. So that is one thing that I think can be a little bit mentally taxing is like, where are they coming from? You're looking at your calendar. You don't have anything on the calendar. But I mean, on a positive note, you could go from 3 moves scheduled to 10 in a week. It's just
absolutely
your business. So it's also a thrill too. I mean, I know we're talking about like the hard truths, but I think it keeps motivation going. I think it helps you stay on top of things. Instead, hopefully you don't go the other way, but I really do think it's like a good pressure if that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's tough.
If I can give you guys a pro tip, try to relax during this period of time when it's inactivity. And if you got somebody you're already serving during this inactivity period, like you got maybe 1 or 2 clients, make sure you fully focus on them. Now, when I tell you that I'm already thinking about another lead or how to get a lead, doesn't mean I'm not concentrating on the existing clients I have. You got to multitask and certain things like that. But there's going to be this something within you. And Brittany, it seems like it happens to me more often than not, where if I go through this inactivity period of time, 2 or 3 days, and then it seems like 2 or 3, 4, 5 clients all come at once. Dude, what do they network with each other? They email each other, get on the phone. Hey, I'm about to call them back. Give them a call. And they go one after the other. And I'm like, oh my gosh, does that ever happen to you?
Yeah. I mean, that's probably the most common. Like we'll have a little bit of consistency and then it'll be like, oh, kind of quiet. And then boom, then you're like 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. And so what I've over the years, definitely now, I kind of take that time to your point. We're always focused on our clients, but I almost take that slow time a little bit. Like I'm still motivated. I'm still networking. I'm still thinking of marketing ideas, but it's almost like, that is my time to focus on those things. So I look at it more of a positive eventually and relax, because as soon as you relax, then they all come. So it's like they know. So I think I've taken that time when it's a little bit quieter to take advantage of those. Let's revamp marketing. Let's revamp material, do social media. Let's take time, because when I have 6, 7, 8, whatever that looks like, or 4 or 5, whatever, right? I don't have time for any of that. Like I'm not worried about marketing. I'm worried about serving those clients. So I think using your time wisely when you do have those downtimes will really help you when you are so busy. So
I agree. Let's go number 4. Connect with your network. Don't just ask for business. You guys, these are certain things that Brittany and I go through on a daily basis. And I'm here to tell you what I mean by connecting with your network is you want to build your base, build your network, your influence, but you always want to position yourself to attract leads, not desperately begging, going after leads and chasing them. There's a difference. I've done both. And I'm telling you that the latter, the chasing the leads, does not typically work. You've got to attract leads. And then certain people don't like attract leads because they're like, oh, that sounds like a law of attraction. You're just going to sit there and go, oh, I'm attracting leads. No, you don't do that. But you're who you are. Kind of like what Brittany said, as far as like when you have that downtime, you actually start doing something for yourself. Brittany, I don't get my nails done or whatever. I go outside and see the nail guy. He's always available. I'm able to pull the clippers out of my pocket, get busy. So I can't do the whole text thing while I'm getting my nails done like you guys can. But if you're getting your nails done and you're kind of relaxing, right? And then it seems like in that moment of relaxation where the pressure's just kind of off, whatever you're doing, it could be watching TV, your favorite show, taking a walk, playing with your dogs, whatever it is. And it seems like that's the moment you start attracting things to you because your mind is at rest and you're not thinking about where's my next lead. Now, I understand there's a balance because I just told you that, you got to have a funnel and all that stuff early on. But I don't know, Brittany, something like just taking the pressure off. When you do something for yourself, your mind gets off the lack and gets on to some things that you're grateful for, pets, nails, fun time, whatever, family, whatever it may be. And your attention's there. And it just seems like you're not worried about if you got a lead coming in. And that seems like that at that moment in time in my life, seems like that's when I get the most leads. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything magical about it. I'm not saying there is. Should I make some woohoo thing about it? But it's just relax, man, and just work within your purpose. But I don't know. I think you need to connect with people more, not just going out and just asking all the time, give me a lead, give me a lead, give me a lead, right? You've got to be able to extend value. And Brittany, talk about this a little bit as far as how we can extend value to people, like be more involved with what they're doing than what I expect them to be involved in what I'm doing, right? I don't know. Does that just seem like a good thing
Ask
to do?
them how you can help them. Ask them what, like maybe it's outside of placement. Maybe it's something, I don't know, some resources they're looking for that maybe you have the time to spend a couple hours calling things or whatever it might be. I'm just giving like maybe a social worker needs a new transportation company. They don't have time to research it. Perfect. That's a great opportunity for you to help them. I'm not saying this is the right way to do it, but I've never asked for a lead. I've never asked anybody for a lead. And what I have found is giving value to them, being able to prove yourself, whatever that looks like. And also not scream desperation. I can't tell you how many social workers, now that we're friends, over the years, tell me, oh, here comes, Sally from hospice. She knows Tuesday's our care plan meeting. She's about to ask me for a lead. Like it gets annoying. So I think if you can create real connections, and then I think the most successful thing too is to prove yourself, give them value. Create this business is really cool. You can create friendships and relationships for life. Like I have some that, we go to dinner with them now and their kids and there's just so much. So go from that direction, because I do think just asking for business, whether it's a social worker or a networking group or, I don't even know, health, wherever you're at, whatever, like if you're presenting to anybody, instead of asking for business, find out how you can help them. Because I do hear a lot of feedback. Nobody says, how can we help you? They just spiel how, what they're going to do to help you or whatever that looks like. So really just try to meet them in the middle. Everybody in this industry, 99.9% of them are amazing people. Find out who you click with. It won't be everybody, but don't ask them for business. Just become a part of a resource for them. I think it really goes a long way. Because I do think they're irritated by, do you have any families for me this week? So
yeah. And to that point, it's like the old adage, people don't really remember what you said, what you told them, but they remember how you made them feel. And to your point, when you're adding value, when you're not going knocking on doors all the time, give me a lead, can I help? But you're just like building a relationship with them, a business relationship, and whether it might turn into being friendship, right? Going to dinner and things like that. We got a number of care homeowners in our area. We do that. I mean, my CPA is the wife of one of the care homeowners in this area. It's how I got a hold of her, how I got to know who and where she was. Come to find out, she's one of the best CPAs in the area. So I'm thankful that she let me into that little group, because I'm just a little peon of some of these multi-million-dollar companies that she takes care of. But I'm glad I was able to get a part of that. But yeah, you just got to extend value. And I'm going to get to the last one, Brittany, because I saved this for the best for last. This is not number 5 on the list where you go, and this is the last thing on the list. This actually, if I could flip the list, this would be number 1, but I put it here because I wanted this to be the last thing we talk about. And that is, you must be an advocate for seniors to be successful in this business. Now, as an entrepreneur doing anything else, I mean, everything's all fair game, gloves are off, right? But in this business here, it is more of a customer service position than a sales job. It's more helping seniors, putting myself in their shoes, understanding their needs, hearing their story, all that. This is right here, the crux of it all. If you truly do not have an appreciation for seniors and their well-being, please do not get in this business. I have seen firsthand some people get into the business because they kind of hear about what you're going to make, and they try to turn it into a sales game. And they're typically, and it's no offense to the guy that's texted me last night, he may not be this way. I'm not saying he is, but a lot of times that's the reason they're not getting a whole lot of leads or getting leads at all, because it's their demeanors, what they're kind of airing out. They're just, give me the lead, give me a lead, give me a lead. I'm going to do this. It's all business, but it comes more to become an advocate for seniors. So Brittany, put the ice on the cake here, put the candles on the cake, whatever we want to say. But as far as how important is it to be an advocate for seniors?
Yeah, I mean, I do think if you weren't an advocate for seniors, you will be miserable. In this role, I really do think you'd be miserable. You have to be an empathetic person that really does put the seniors first. You wouldn't last long in this industry, whether you're getting business or not, in my opinion. If you're not, like we say, almost everybody in this industry has a heart for seniors, but I think the ones that don't weed themselves out, and that shines. I mean, we don't have to go down this whole rabbit hole, but I mean, there's times where you're working pro bono, or where you're telling seniors to go to a community because you know it's the right fit, but you might not get paid. You have to put them first. And if you do that, it does come back tenfold. I can say that I've seen it between my agency, I'm sure Matt, yours, everybody's agency, that when you do put the seniors first, it does come back tenfold. But I don't think if you were an advocate for seniors that you would be happy doing this job.
That's right. Absolutely. There's a lot of things, if you were an advocate for seniors, a lot of things that probably would just get under your skin. It's like anything in life. When you truly love someone, you overlook their flaws. You truly love living in your neighborhood, but there's certain neighbors you just don't like, but you kind of just overlook it because you like where you live. This is even a greater extent to that. If you don't love and appreciate seniors, you're not going to like this. I don't care how much money you think you can make and how much you will make. It's just going to eat at you because you really got to be an advocate for seniors. So that's kind of the ice on the cake. And again, if you don't know more about what we do, Brittany, and the people that out there, what we do, I mean, we got the Senior Placement Institute. I love the Senior Placement Institute. It came out last year. It is 42 modules, the most comprehensive senior placement course in the country. I teach a little bit. Brittany teaches a little bit. We teach together in a lot of different modules. It just will help you out immensely. Now, prices for everything, of course, it varies and whatever you want, one-on-one group coaching and just a course and TSL and all that. But if you just want to drop down and watch a recorded webinar for $29.99, dude, that's probably like what, six trips to the Starbucks? Might be 4 or 5 now. I think the prices have gone up. I don't know where they are today, but I just kind of use my app, my Starbucks app. I think it's free money. I never see it come out of my account. So it's like, am I paying for coffee or they're just giving it to me? I don't know. But there's a lot of things you can drop down below. But we appreciate you. We hope that you consider this industry. If you are in this industry, we hope you stay in the industry. This industry is growing leaps and bounds. By 2030, all the baby boomers will be 65 and above. So stay tuned and understand this industry is evolving. It's moving in the right direction. We love and appreciate you. Until next time, God bless.